The Amazon Fire TV Omni QLED TV. 1 year after the first Amazon TVs were released comes this new model. More features? Check. More money? Check. More performance? Yes, but, well, we're gonna get to that. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Caleb Dennison, and you have just landed on my review of the new 2022 Amazon Fire TV Omni QLED TV. New for this year is quantum dots for better color, full array local dimming for better contrast, and a room sensor that adds a few clever tricks, including an ambient art mode and an auto off and on switch. Now, I'm going to give you the rundown on picture quality, of course, but something tells me that picture quality is not going to be the big story with this TV. Anyway, let's see if we can figure out whether this TV might be right for you. By the way, the 65-inch version of this TV right now retails for about $800. Might go down in the future, but keep that in mind as we go forward. Also, if this is your first time on our channel, welcome. If you aren't subscribed, now is a good time to do that. Might as well ring that bell too so you know when we come out with a new video. Okay, good times, great oldies. Now let's talk about this Amazon Omni QLED TV. So if you're not familiar with Amazon's branded line of TVs already, just imagine the Amazon Fire TV interface that you get with their streaming sticks and the Fire TV Cube, but baked right into a TV, similar to how we see Roku TV and Google TV baked into TCL and Hisense TVs. Now, one of the things about the Fire TV Omni QLED is that it runs Fire TV OS effortlessly. I want a TV to move as quickly as I can click, and I love that there's virtually no lag between clicking a button on the remote and the corresponding action on the TV. Apps load quickly too, and as voice assistants go, Amazon's Alexa can only be matched by the Google Assistant. Everything else takes a backseat, and yes, I'm sorry, but that includes Siri too. The reason that I bring up Amazon's voice assistant is that it's really at the heart of the Omni QLED TV. Amazon Alexa, sorry, you're just gonna have to mute your speaker because I can't not say it anymore. Anyway, Amazon's Alexa, Fire TV OS, and the whole Amazon Everything ecosystem are really the reasons you would buy this TV. All of that along with the control that it offers. Anything you can do with an Amazon Echo speaker, you can do with this TV, but the functionality keeps going from there. For instance, you can control other devices with the TV using voice control because it has an IR blaster that comes with it. Just place this with your other equipment and you can control your AV receiver, cable box, Blu-ray player, you name it. A lot like the new Fire TV Cube, actually. And Fire TV OS is really designed to house all of your content, be it broadcast, cable, or free and streaming TV, all of it in one place. Now, I could talk about how I think that isn't just for your convenience, but frankly, that's for another video. Point is, Amazon puts everything you want on its home screen and tries to make it as easy as possible to get to what you want to watch. Now, think of Amazon's ecosystem outside of home entertainment, and that comes along with this TV too. Your Ring security cameras, for instance, instantly visible on a Fire TV device. Want to control your smart home thermostat? Just grab your remote. Or don't. You can have the TV always listening if you're comfortable with that. And if you add a webcam, you can use the TV for video calls. You get the idea, right? It's meant to be an even more powerful hub for your whole home, not just for entertainment. One notable new addition this year is the ambient art mode and the on-off features I mentioned earlier. There are also widgets available in the art mode as well. I think this ambient art mode will probably play well with customers, though it's really just a screensaver until you factor in the widgets, which are handy to have. But it's the auto on-off feature that I like the best. Probably the best use of a room sensor I've seen yet. That'll help cut down on wasted energy use. The idea is when you leave the room, it knows it and it turns the TV off. And when you re-enter the room, it'll boot back up into that ambient art mode for you. And then once you press a button on the remote, you're back to watching TV. Now, that sensor isn't just for figuring out when you've left the room and returned, it's also what allows Amazon to slap the Dolby Vision IQ and HDR10 adaptive badges on the box. These are picture modes that are meant to adjust the brightness curve based on how much light is in your room. So bright room, brighter picture, dimmer room, dimmer picture. Now, this is a great feature for really bright TVs, but as I'll soon explain, it's not all that helpful for this TV. And if that isn't just a smooth as butter segue into picture quality, I don't know what is. So let's dig into that. So if you haven't seen my TV reviews before, I normally do this section called Numbers for Nit-Nerds. Nits, by the way, is a unit of brightness measurement. It's It's a nerdy title, but we love it. Anyway, I usually go deep into some specs and measurement numbers, but this time I'm not gonna go super deep because this TV just doesn't warrant it. You're not gonna go and get this TV professionally calibrated. You need to know how it does out of the box, perhaps with a few tweaks to the picture settings. So to start, for anyone who follows TVs a bit, you may be interested to know that I'm pretty sure that the Fire TV Omni QLED is basically a TCL 5 series running Amazon Fire TV OS with the addition of the room sensor. It looks like the 5 series with the little voice recognition and IR receiver block down below the metal strip bezel along the bottom edge. And then you got the TCL style feet, but it's really the measurements that have me convinced this is some sort of custom version of the TCL 5 series. Peak brightness measurements for SDR and HDR came in right around 575 nits. That's the brightest I could get with multiple picture modes and lots of different settings. Amazon claims something like 80 dimming zones for the backlight, but I think that might be for the 75-inch version of this TV. I swear I counted closer to just under 60 on this one, though admittedly, counting was kind of hard even when I stood off angle. And really, that's kind of a hint at how impressed I am with the local dimming and relatively decent black levels and blooming control on this TV, which is an important factor since 575 nits of peak brightness is a hard sell at this price, and you need those decent blacks to get decent contrast. Now, to put things in perspective, the Hisense U7H we just tested, which retails for the same price as the Omni QLED here, puts out right around 1000 nits peak, which is substantially brighter. And when we talk about brightness, I'm not just talking about the ability to look good in a bright room, but high peak brightness is really important for delivering HDR pop. To get that high contrast image with sparkling highlights and bright colors, you need a bit more oomph from the backlight. Now, as I said, the TCL 5 series also claims to be an HDR TV and has similar performance numbers, but it's also considerably less expensive. And then there's the matter of color performance. Again, if this TV cost about the same as the TCL 5 series, I'd go a bit easier on it for not having like really good color accuracy. I mean, don't worry, if you get this TV, I don't think that you're gonna be thinking, hey, the color on this TV looks off. Not at all. Most of the time, the color looks really good. But again, for the price, the Hisense U7H is far more accurate out of the box. And then if we want to talk about gaming-friendly features, well, the Omni QLED just isn't as stacked up in that area as some competing models. It maxes out at 4K 60 Hz and doesn't appear to support variable refresh rate, which is interesting because if memory serves, the TCL 5 series did. Now, that isn't to say it's a poor TV for gaming. Quite the opposite. I think lots of folks will be plenty happy with it. It just doesn't have as aggressive a feature set for gaming enthusiasts, so I thought it was important to point that out in the context of what you get for the price. As for sound quality, actually, it's got a thumpy little kick to it. I mean, don't count on it for full-bodied cinematic sound, but I've definitely heard worse. Not sure it matters though, because I think Amazon's next move is to start producing its own soundbars and home entertainment speakers. In fact, I think everything about the Fire TV Omni QLED screams, let's out Roku Roku. And you know what? Amazon could pull that off. Just add a soundbar, some wireless surrounds, and a subwoofer. Next thing you know, you have a full Amazon-branded home theater system. Plus, I can see those wireless speakers being used as part of a whole home wireless music solution as well. All of that is to say, I think the Fire TV Omni QLED is something of a Trojan horse. It's a decent quality TV that puts an excellent Amazon experience front and center. If you buy this TV, it's because you want a decent performing TV with Amazon Fire TV baked in and all the possibilities that brings in the future. But you know what else you could do is just buy the Hisense U7H and add a Fire TV Cube. Sure, the combo would run you about $130 more than this TV, but it would give you all the Amazon goodness and all the high performance picture of the Hisense U7H. That right there seems like the play to me, but now you know and you can make the best decision for you. Thanks as always for watching, everyone. How do you feel about Amazon having its own brand of TVs? And do you also believe they are manufactured by TCL? Leave me all the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you again soon. And until then, here's 2 other videos I think you might like.